flip that with them and we make sure we hold them accountable to stay calm, stay calm, stay calm. She will get better every day, man. She's just getting better every day. I'm curious to see where she's gonna go. I mean, she feels like a dog, and she likes to work too, as far as the commands go. So keeping her calm. The commands are really easy. The hard part is to recognize what you need to correct. And so we'll be doing that, especially on when your wife is here too, so that you guys can get the full-on experience. I'll show you how this beep works. Go girl, come here you little squirt. She comes close to your feet, and then you can use the shush to just kind of calm her down. Because if she recalls to you and she's all over the place, that's not very practical. She comes to you and she relaxes until you say release. You're gonna notice anytime I give her a command, like sit or down or place. We don't really do sit with her actually. I just remembered because she was falling over. Yeah. She seems to be doing better now, but she was falling over. She was like,
yeah, she held for a few seconds.
She was trying. She was trying. I was like, we'll just do down. So, but what's crazy is she does know down, but when I shush she down, she just assumes that means down anyway. So, so that means she has to stay. That's a stay command, right? Until we release her. Break. So it's very simple. It doesn't look like much, but it's a lifesaver to have your dog turn around, come to you, and then just stay right there. It's a lifesaver in all sorts of situations. And she also knows that a pointed finger with the word place needs to get onto the object that I'm pointing to. Sparkle. Place. Did you eat something just now? And so that is another stay command. That's kind of the one where we're saying, hey, you're gonna be there a while. And with all stay commands, she can't just get off until you release her. So if she does try to get off before you release her, you catch her getting off, give her a correction, because that's the speeding ticket. Gotta do our part. Give them the consequence, she'll get back on and she'll stop messing with your boundaries. But she's gonna have to. You can't blame her if she gets home and it's like, does it happen here? You need to show her, which we'll go over. There's something we'll have you do when you go home, a little ritual that'll have her believe that this rule that existed while she was here also exists at home. And it's gonna happen because we're gonna have you set her up to make the mistake of getting off the bed, get the correction, get it over with, and now she knows that the rules apply at home. Yes. Again, we can't talk to her. The only way to do it is to get her to make the mistake. We found this out about dogs, and that's why we're successful, is because most people don't. If you think about dog training, you wouldn't think that we'd be having them make a bunch of mistakes. You would think we'd be trying to get them to do the right thing. But what we do is we do have them make the mistakes so that we can say no to all of them, and then all that's left is the right answer. Rather than telling them, here's the right answer, do this, and don't do any of these. We just correct everything until that's all that's left, and then we start saying good to that. And when she gets home, she's got to learn that the rules apply. So, break. Other than the walk, which I'm working on, that's pretty much it. Isn't that crazy? Mm-hmm. It's not a lot of stuff, man. We tell her to calm down through shh, and we can click on this to get it. We can tell her to down to get the same thing. I can tell her to go to the place bed to stay there. I can tell her to come to me when I need her to.
Kennel.
And then there's the kennel, which is very similar to place as far as mechanics go. You just point to it and say kennel. Then there's going to be the walk, which I'm working on still, which I think she's doing really well. But other than that, that's it. There's nothing fancy about this stuff. Heel. So we say heel. You can see she's still learning it, but I want to show you once I get her going here that she can walk kind of normal. Kind of normal.
I want to stand there when
But
she wants to do it.
I love that. And so I think you're going to be able to help her get more stable if you put this part of her regular day, just a little walk like this in the heel command, because it makes her have to kind of try to stay in a straight line. But I correct her when she's not in the straight line. So it makes her stay in a straight line, which makes her work on those stabilizer muscles. So she's going to get, do you see her less shaking than she used to before you dropped her off? That's even more stable than last week. So I'm thinking if we walk her like this daily for the next 6 months, we're gonna make some huge progress on the way she's able to move. She's already doing better going up and down the stairs. She's learning how to do that. But there's just pick her up too, you know? I mean, you don't have to have her do every set of stairs or walk all the time. You can just pick her up. But this is good for her, physically. Look at, she's getting strong. So this is when she's just following me, and yes, we're going in circles, but I could be going anywhere. Good girl. Break. Okay. Okay. She gets it. So, I mean, this is a real basic, just check in, show you where she's at, let you see.
Would you like to try?
She's doing well. It's real easy, I hope. That's what I want. And then I didn't click this, but if anytime after that, if she gets out of that position, we just click and
Hey, you're good at that noise.
that's the noise. I love that noise. Because they don't have to walk down the street saying no. But you can always say no if she really messes up, no is the word. You know? And you should be able to walk away now. So try dropping the leash. If she gets up, you're gonna shush at her, tell her down. But her understanding is that she's not allowed to get up until you tell her to. That's what makes this good. That's what people are gonna be like, how did you do that? Because she's not gonna move until you say. And it doesn't matter if there's gonna be dogs around here. Now she might make a mistake, but you will get a dog who won't move until you say. It's pretty impressive. And that is just, if you get creative, you can think how many situations it's gonna happen, right? So right here, this is her thinking, are you going to recall me? And if the answer is no, then you can just say, down. Down. And that lets her know you're not going anywhere, stay there. I'm gonna be moving around this area, but you're not coming with me, right? Because she was kind of asking you there for a second. Now, if you did want her to have freedom, then you would release her with break. But if you wanted her to come directly to you, then you would say, come. Right? So you have ways to really specifically tell her what to do, you know? So go ahead and choose whatever you want. You can release her, you can recall her, you can put her back into the down, and just kind of do it naturally, and I'll back you up. I'll let you know if I use this.
Okay.
I have not used it.
Break.
Try it.
Break.
Yes.
Getting used to your tone.
Yes. It's wonderful. I click there, just a prompter. It's good for that, like to shush and start clicking out low numbers. It's not corrected, it's just kind of reminding you, hey, relax. It was a 13, just kind of sure she felt it.
Come.
Nice. And she should follow you if you keep walking. Although it's not a perfect heel, she should just follow you. Yeah, isn't that cool? She bites feet. Did you notice that? Have she ever bit your feet?
She don't bite my feet, she do my daughter and my wife.
She'll bite my feet. She was having fun with me one day. Yeah.
She's really
So that's kind of cool. I mean, that's the part I'm going to be cleaning up. I'm going to try to clean up this week, is that follow a little bit better so she's not tripping over your feet. Try to put her on the place bag. Walk up to it and say place and point to it.
Place.
That's good. That's okay. She's trying. That's a good girl.
Good girl.
You can tell she knows what to do, and that's all. And then the work's done on all this. The thing we're keeping her a week for is we're going to try to bring her out into the world. Restaurants and stuff can see. Well, I know she's going to be able to do this out there. It's no problem. And then also see what I can do with the walk a little bit better. That off-leash walk. What didn't we cover? This is it. Oh.
Let's do kennel in and out, and then let's do some thresholds.
Yeah.
Like show him how the beep will get her through a threshold.
Yeah, absolutely. This is really quick stuff, but when you come back, we're repeating the same stuff, just probably a little bit more hands-on experience.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
What do you think so far? Do you have any questions?
It's fantastic. Trust me.
Yeah. I mean, your
It's
wife.
unbelievable. I must express in my words. It's unbelievable. Because I tell my wife, I take the blunt of Sparkle. You know.
Okay.
So my wife and my daughter, they reap if she learns something or not. You know. So, but
so you're with her a lot then, I take it.
yeah.
This is going to be amazing to work with you with. We're going to go off campus next. Are we going off campus or are we staying here? We don't even need. You're going to learn how to use this stuff. And
Oh, yeah. I'm pretty sure that, you know, her last thing she appeased. So let's just take example. We'll let her out. We'll bring her back in, right?
Yeah.
And we're like, she done did what she need to do outside.
Yep.
It's okay. We'll let her lose, let her play,
Yeah.
and we go sit down somewhere in the house, and you know, oh man, she's quiet.
Yeah.
It's calm. She playing with her little toys. She like her little toys. All of a sudden, I said, let me go check. She done. And then she did number 1, number 2. You know, you're like,
Yeah.
what happened? You didn't
Yeah.
make a sound to say, hey, let's go out,
Yeah.
any other things.
Yeah, yeah, the solution for that now, going forward, we know that she can't handle that without doing those things, so we come inside, and the rule of thumb that I'd like you to go home with is, if you're not directly interacting with her, and that means like Sparkle and I are doing something together, or Sparkle is with the family doing something with us. If she's not directly one-on-one being involved in something, no free roam. Just place, wait for us, and maybe in an hour or two we'll go do something. And you can have your toys on the bed, but place. And that's gonna eliminate the potty everywhere.
She's not gonna go on her
It's
place
gonna
bed.
produce calm state of mind, good behavior, less stress, and if you do it enough, she'll get on that bed after potty breaks without you saying a thing, and just stay there because you've patterned it. That's kind of, you just got to pattern in that stuff by saying don't do this. So the way that it works for you right now, because you're gonna be the guy, like you said, doing this stuff, is we're just gonna be telling her what to do from the minute she wakes up to the minute she goes to bed. It's gonna be the same shit every day.
Right.
It's gonna be pretty much at the same time eventually, you'll see. You just keep holding her accountable for that day, what you need to be doing from the minute you wake up to the minute you go to bed. And then what ends up happening one day is she's just doing it, right? And you're kind of correcting just here and there, but it's like the work goes away. So at first, you're directing her, you're leading her. Sparkle, it's time to get out of the kennel, good morning, sunshine. You do the whole potty break thing. After that, if she's coming up with the family, place. Just get used to hanging out right there and watching the family without interacting with us.
Right.
And then if you want to play with the kids, great, play with the kids. All right, you're done, come, place, stay there. This is where she waits until the next thing. It's very important. She can be there for hours.
Right.
She can be there for 4 or 5 hours at a time. Maybe a potty break, but.
Yeah, because we really want to let her loose in the house.
And you can do that too, but
Like,
right now.
She's not ready for it.
Not
Yeah,
ready,
she's definitely not.
But she's got, let's say 2 years before she's an adult, a full grown adult. Let's hope by that time, because the way I was saying it to Jewel is she might live till she's 16. Knowing her, she probably will live till she's 16, right? That's a long time for her, my friend. So let's take this next year and say, invest this year into saying, so that she's a good girl and you don't have that stress of her anymore, and she's not something you have to worry about on a daily basis. Put the work in for the next 6 months to a year, and now the work is just this. It's just making sure that she's listening and that she's doing what she's told. That's it. Just like a kid. Just like your kids, like you can't watch your kid do something wrong and just be like, ignore it, right?
Right.
Because that's gonna add up. Same with her. We gotta raise her a little bit, correct her when it's appropriate, all that. But basically, her life is gonna become very simple for her. It's gonna be sleeping in the kennel. You wake up out of the kennel. You go potty. You go on place. Some time will pass. Who knows how long? It depends on what you're doing. You'll get her off the place. Maybe this is just an example. Maybe you'll do a walk. You'll do something with her to satisfy her, satisfy you, and then it's either back on place or back in the kennel, depending on what you're doing for hours. Because you gotta go do human things. You gotta pay the bills. You gotta do all this stuff. And then you come back and maybe we interact again, right? And maybe we do something with the family. Nice, guess where you're going now? Place. And if we're somewhere where there isn't a place, just lay down. We're constantly, if we're not doing something with her, she's just to relax and wait for us. That's the job. That's it. The good news is all the other things you complain about are gonna go away, but the trade-off is you gotta do that shit.
Right.
See, because there's always a trade-off, right?
Yeah, this is amazing.
I wish that there was a pill though that I could have gave her, and this is what it produces. But it's just we have to bring this program home with her. So watch this, okay? She gets it now, right? So you can see she's confident about it. She's like, I get this shit. It's not that hard. There's only a few commands, and they're not difficult to figure out, right? And this is practically the same thing as place. We just call it kennel, but it's the same. I'm pointing and having her going.
She's never been in there either.
Break. All right. Or basically, you would say come, and then kennel, kind of in a fluid kind of way, right? So she just went in, which is way better than how she used to go in, because she'd go and just smash your face in the back,
Right.
and it's like, right? So, and then, oh, good girl. Let's say I'm putting her in, and some time passes, and I want to make sure that she's got enough leash there. Yeah. And so we enter the room, and she's like, yeah, I'm going crazy. First thing we do is disagree with the crazy, because that's going to make her pee. So we walk in the room and we say no to the crazy, shh, right? Relax her, and she'll relax hopefully if you're going to do your job. And then, shh. So you see I stop. I mean, I have to call it on so I can actually correct it. If you don't have to call it on, you just gotta be patient. She knows the rules. See? Good. Break. Step out. Because the mind's calm. That's the thing. If she was like this and I said break, you're gonna see the same. You're gonna see all
The
that.
cool thing is that the beep will get her over that
The
sometimes
beep will
too.
get her. If she can be in this crazy mind and you beep and she's just gonna come over anyway. And I was gonna show you that little trick. Like if she's like, I don't know about this one, beep, and she's like, okay, and she'll go over.
Gotcha.
And even if that means face planting, she does it. She does, because she prioritizes the commands over top of anything. That's
Right.
kind of like her job as a dog, and that's how we train. We make them see them as very important. So give it a shot. It worked. I haven't given you this yet, but we'll get there. So you basically, where your body position is you're kind of right in front of where you want her to go, in between her and the thing, so that she can see you point, right? So shush her and have her stay there, and then come over here. And what you're gonna do, this is where you're gonna learn to put the commands together, because you're gonna let go of the leash. That's just for safety. You're gonna use recall first to get her to start coming towards you. And as she's about right here, you're gonna say count on point.
Gotcha.
And hopefully it'll be a smooth little movement and she just gets right in, alright? But if she messes up and starts heading in the wrong direction, that's okay, calm. Because that'll always get her back to you, and then count. She'll go in, give it a shot. Get a little closer to the counter though, because you're gonna wanna literally be able to like put your hand
Gotcha.
in the door. Alright, so say calm and then count.
Come. Break.
Say come again.
Come. Kennel. Kennel.
Keep going.
Kennel.
See how I did that beep?
Good girl.
She did it.
That
So
beep.
She has never been in that kennel.
Uh-huh.
If you're using the same kennel in the same spot at the house every day, you do this a couple times and she learns it and then it's nothing. She knows where it is, she knows what to do. I do recommend things being in a similar position in the room for her. So she
Yes,
can find
she
them.
has a
Nice
the
work.
mud room. She got all
You
the
called you. And you just agreed with it. That's the biggest thing is to be able to see it. Because people, the next thing you know, the dog's like this and they're like, oh, I didn't see it start. She started to get a little wiggly.
She was.
Yeah. And that's the time to stop it, right there. As soon as she started today, we didn't say that it was time yet. If you said break and say, come here, honey, of course, do whatever, get crazy. But then as soon as I say, shush, calm down, go to place, we're done. Now I gotta go do human things. Just how it goes. And she'll get used to it. She has gotten used to it here. I think she's really enjoying this lifestyle. There's a lot of kennel time, there's a lot of place time, but then there's a lot of interactive time. But there's a hell of a lot more of her just sitting and waiting for us, because that's what it's like.
Right.
Do you work from home?
No.
Because if you did, this is the way to do it. You just put them on place. You'll be right. I do think that, you're always gonna have to give her more direction than the average dog.
Right.
But she's with it enough up here to figure out what you like, what the do's and don'ts are over the next year, and be fine. You guys are gonna be fine with her. As long as you're just like, okay, we're done with paying attention to you, go on place. And if we're really done with paying attention to you, go into the kennel for a few hours. There's nothing wrong with that.
Gotcha.
She can go and hang out. My dog's on the counter right now. It's just like, I don't feel like dealing with them right now. So wait for an hour, So anyway, she's a good girl. And so then getting her out, if she tries to get out, it's like, no, you can't, not yet, not until I say. The thing is, she has trouble coming out, so you're saying, don't come out. And she's like, oh. And then you're like, okay, now come out. And then she'll step out. But just make sure she's calm. So go to open this, and if she starts to get wiggly, you're just going to disagree with that with the shush. She'll calm down, and then you can say break, and she can come out. Okay? Alright, so you see, wait for that. You wait for the calmness, and then you reward it with the release.
Come.
Alright, there you go.
Good girl. Good girl.
She steps out. It's awesome.
Oh yeah.
I'm excited for it. That's it. It's a very basic program.
Do you want to try with the remote a couple times, or?
Yeah, I mean, it's simple. I'd love for you to feel it. Here's a 12. I mean, I should show you how to use this. Here you go. Basically, the S's stand for stim. That's how you're going to give her the corrections. The black S gives you the numbers on the screen. You're familiar with this. And then the red one's is a boost, which I haven't set for her. Basically, that's going to give you instant punishment instead of having, because you got your dial, right? You can give her a 10, then you can go scroll and give her that and say, whoa, that was hot.
So the boost is automatically going to go like the
It's
25.
just going to go whatever we decide we want it to do. So if we say we want it to be 20 plus, if we're on a 10, it'll give her a 30. Right? Nice. That's exactly how we need to be using it. And then the part that I don't want you to forget is if she makes a mistake, then you just on this and go.
Gotcha.
Like immediately after that, if she makes a mistake, we just correct.
Mhm.
And that's how we get the best results. So we can literally don't even need to use that red button. We can just go up by hand by dialing this thing. You can see it goes up, and I'd like you be able to play with that. I mean, it goes up really smooth. The way that we use is we kind of just give a little. If I tapped on a 9 and that was like way too low, I would just go like that, and then adjust with little spins, you know. And the heavier you spin, the heavier the consequence. And then over here, that T, that's that little beep.
It's like a walkie-talkie.
It's like a walkie-talkie.
You got your cell phone
up
remote
to a
control
half
dog.
a mile. So that black T right there will give you the beep. And that's what's going to, on her receiver, she'll hear the beep and she knows that means to recall to you. So when you're working with her, the only thing we need to concern ourselves with is the intensity of what she's going to be feeling. And that's going to change depending on what we need to give her. I mean, it's not like you're going to give the same consequences to each behavior, right? If you've asked, if I've told her to down, and she downs, but then she gets up, I'm going to correct. And if she gets up again a third time, I'm going to correct firmer than the second time. And then she'll calm down, and she'll relax, then I'll bring my numbers back down low again. And if she makes mistakes 20 minutes later, I'll start low again.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? Give her a chance. But in that conversation of her making a mistake, she's got to know that if you keep testing the boundaries, it gets hotter. And then it just makes sense, right? And they stop testing your boundaries. I don't think you're going to have trouble with her too much. Honestly, because you get the mind thing. So if you forget everything I said, but you just remember that mind thing, and you start correcting her to be calm, everything else will be fine going home. All right, so here's a 10. You're gonna, if it doesn't work, you'll feel it, because if she's gonna be excited, I'm gonna get her excited. You're gonna try to tell her to calm down, and I'm gonna try to tell her to get excited, and hopefully she listens to you over top of me. And so you're gonna say shush. If she listens immediately, then she listens immediately. But if she doesn't, you give her a tap on that 10. Watch her behavior. If she didn't calm down, give her a scroll up. And don't be afraid to go up into like 20 and just give her a little tap. Give her a little hey. And she's like, whoa. And you say, shh. And then she relaxes. And then you dial back down with your numbers. You just went over and then you said, hey, pay attention, right? So I'm gonna get her free, and we're gonna give her like a good minute so that she feels like she's having a good time. Break. That's my girl. That's my girl. And we'll just like let her. We're gonna get a squeaky toy and like all that. And then what I think we'll have you do is recall her to you actually, and then tell her to calm down. But I'm gonna try to make it difficult. Not too difficult, but just a little bit. Just a little difficult.
So you get some practice using that remote.
Between you and her, because you know when this stuff matters? This is funny, is I just handed you the remote, and the first thing I'm having you do is go into a situation where she's not gonna listen. Because this is how you're gonna be using this trainer.
Right. I love it. Yeah.
So I'm gonna be playing with her, and you're gonna recall her to you. Once you say the word come, if she doesn't come to you, you're gonna beep the T on the side. And that's the one without the red. Then she should come to you, right? When she gets to you, it's shush and calm down. I'm gonna still be going crazy. She's gonna still want to be playing with me. That's a good girl. Yeah, what's this? What is it? Yes, yes. That's good. Get her really invested in it. Yeah, that's a good girl. That's a good girl. Yes, you are. The longer I let her play with it, the more realistic this will be. That's a girl. Get it. Get that break. Get that break. Okay, go ahead and try to refine it. Get that break. You're gonna say.
Come.
Now beep. And say it again.
Come.
Beep.
Come.
And then beep. Yep.
Come.
And then good girl.
Good girl.
That was literally perfect.
How cool is that?
So you're just saying come beep. But if she says at one moment, if you see her say, right,
Yeah.
I'm not listening, or if you see her just be like, yeah, then you go to stem real quick. Just tap that, ooh, a 20, and then back to the beep.
Gotcha.
If you learn that skill,
That's easy.
life is easy. She gets to you, she calms down. That's really all you need.
Yeah, I
So
can do this
shush
all
her.
day.
Tell her down, actually.
Down.
Now that she's in a down, okay, so that's different than the shush. Now if she gets up, there has to be a consequence. Because
Right.
that means she just broke your command.
Right.
The first time, it's normal that they break the command because they don't know your boundaries. Once you start correcting her for breaking the down, she'll stop breaking it on you, right?
That's simple.
She has
And
to
that's
stay
that
there
black
until you say.
S button.
Yes.
Yep, that your index
She
finger's
got
on.
it.
So what we do is try to get him to make a mistake. and then no,
That's right.
click.
It's the easiest way to have the conversation.
Yeah, so go ahead and move around.
Yeah, if she gets up, you're holding her accountable for down. So what you're gonna do is say no, tap something mild on there, and then tell her to down. If she keeps messing with it, then we'll give her something firm. She's not going to though. She's not that type of dog.
Down?
Yep. Next time she gets up, just
Down?
no and then down. Right? No for the error. So if she gets up out of the down, it's no,
No.
first, and then correct her, and then say down. Okay, the correct's on the e-call. That's the pattern for every state command with down and place. If they get up, it's no, tap on the e-call, down. Literally that too. It's not no tap down. It's no, tap down. So you can take a breath. It's chill. That's why it looks chill when the dog's going crazy on the video. I know you haven't watched much of our videos, but sometimes the dogs are going nuts. But we're still just chill with our the way that we talk to them. So if she gets up, it's just no, and don't be afraid to let that. You got a nice deep voice, which is going to come in your favor. You can fill up this room with a no. No, that'll really stop shit. Little tap on the collar, tell her to down. You pretty much just became the alpha there. You know? So anyway, that mistake right there was expected because it was your first time. Now that you've corrected her and put her back in the down, it's gonna be harder to make her make a mistake. I'm gonna try to get her to make a little mistake. You're gonna, when she makes a mistake, no, tap, even if it's a mild number, just so you're saying you're part of this conversation, back to the down. If she really makes a mistake and ends up running out somewhere, you're going to recall. You're going to say no with a correction, and then recall to get her back to you, and then down. So you can control. You're going to notice you have quite a bit of control here. It gets out of hand, you can gain control within a couple minutes. Well, less than that, a couple seconds hopefully. Hey, hey, hey. Right there?
No.
Right, and she got down before you could even give the compliment, right? so maybe it will have to be tap and then down, and then down if she keeps escaping it. But anyway, that was perfect for her. Now she gets to make the choice. So this right here, where she picks up and she starts investing energy to it. You can just disagree with that. No, don't. That's where you're gonna get the most. Now, if she just starts to really heavily focus on it, just no and a little click on there, and that'll tell her don't pay attention to that. Sometimes you're gonna need to do that. If you're out somewhere and there's a dog that's being a real big asshole, and this dog's being an asshole, there's not much you can do about it. It's over here antagonizing her. She's kind of getting into it. That's when we just say, no, keep your head on the ground, don't look over there. If I catch you looking over there really intensely, I'm gonna correct you. And that, she understands what that means, so there's no confusion. She just knows that means don't pay attention to this thing, whatever it is. And we do this with dogs all the time, especially aggressive dogs. Because they start looking and then they start talking shit to each other, and then that's what they do, they talk shit to each other.
No.
And then it would just be down if she struggled. That was perfect. And so if she makes the mistake again, make sure the number's a little heavier. Whatever your number was, make sure it's up enough where she notices it. And then the better choice. And then you did that, and that's under your authority, which means the more you use this, the easier it gets. It can be difficult when they're struggling in the beginning, but if you hang on and get what you want, it becomes smooth. And then you don't even have to think about it. Then it's just part of life, and it's no problem.
Mm-hmm.
But for now, you get her natural though with your timing. You're not going to struggle at all. You're picking up on this stuff. Yeah, it's not bad at all. You can actually click just for the head, and she'll drop it if you ever felt the need to. If you felt like I need you to relax more, she'll know that low stim means to relax even more. Alright? Girl. Nice and easy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you can tell her to break. Whenever you're ready. Release her with the word break.
Break. Break.
Break, do it again.
Break.
Break. Good, I'm helping out so she can get your...
She's got to get used to your tone.
Yeah, good girl.
And we'll do more of that too with you and your wife, so she gets you guys' tone too. And that's part of the work. She's doing really good for you. It almost feels like she's just gonna give you instantly what she's given us, without much of a challenge.
Yeah, she really.
She might change at home. That's what I'm thinking. Though is that home she's going to.
If
like,
she goes
"Ooh, I'm
home, if she goes home and goes nuts, you know what to do. She
Yeah.
really respects that collar.
Correct her and put her on
Yep.
the place bed. But we'll talk about that. We'll give you a comprehensive idea of what to do when you get home. Next time, so that you don't.
So a cool exercise to do is just interact with her, get her riled up, and then when you're done, because you know you're not gonna do this for hours, calm her back down and give her a job, either downstay or place.
That's right.
So my daughter wants to run with her, like in the
Yeah.
yard.
Yeah, I don't blame her. I would too. She could absolutely do that.
Okay.
It's just when you say. So basically, she can't see your daughter running and start getting excited and go over there. She has to calm down first. So we're always going to make her calm first before she gets what she wants. Just
Right.
to keep telling her that's how we do things now. So we, right? She has to be able to handle not playing with the daughter. That's the trick. Can you sit there while your daughter's running around and use the daughter as a distraction?
Right.
And if she can do it, she passed the test. Now we don't have any issues then. We can then say you can go play, and then when she's done, we recall her back. And as long as we remain in control of it, we start it and we stop it. Nobody's ever going to have a problem with it. As long as like even on the couch or anything or feeding off the table, as long as you can start it and stop it like this. All right, I'm done feeding you. Go away.
Mhm.
There's no problem. It's when the dog stops listening. That's when they're like, no, I'm not listening to you now. But now you can say, oh yeah, you're not listening. Remember Julius Kennedy Academy, you pull out and give a correction and then they'll comply.
Right.
And then that might last a while, that might last a few months. And then I might need a reminder because that's how traffic tickets work. You remember for a little while. Come next year, you're like, I don't really remember the consequences.
Yeah.
I need a refresher. So that's how it works. It's just like us. It's very similar. So now you get a way to punish that's not going to hurt her physically. She understands it. You don't have to get huffy and puffy like we did back in the day. We don't have to go over there and do anything physical. Everybody's happy.
Basis. You know, so
Just that right there is.
this is lovely. You know, it's gonna be a huge improvement in our house and for Sparkle in the future. I mean, you know, just we needed this at first. We thought that she was gonna be able to come out of this. We didn't know the intent or the damage that occurred to her. We just thought it was just like the leg, spinal thing.
Gotcha.
But it's more damaging, you know, something happened. Somewhere was a transition on that fall, and we took her, you know, we just wanted to.
Can you? When you talk to her that you're
Oh, yeah.
communicating. Isn't that a wonderful thing? That's really the love of the job.
You can always tell when she's listening because look at her ear.
Mm-hmm.
I keep saying this stuff, and like you said, people who haven't seen her prior to the training aren't going to think it's a big deal. But to see her laying there like that with her head up and looking out like this, is just amazing. To just watch her observing like a dog rather than, the other stuff.
Yeah, because if this dog
You know
was
what I'm
walking in
saying.
the neighborhood on the sidewalk, just walking, she would go crazy.
We're gonna set that up.
Yes, we'll set that up, but your
So-
numbers will also have to go up in that
Gotcha.
situation.
We're gonna do it here.
Stop that, and then once she's back to this, they go back down.
Gotcha.
Yeah, we're
Okay?
gonna show you how to deal with that situation. Let's not forget about that
Yeah.
situation. Next time you come, I want to show you. Let's let things go south. Have some dogs walk up there. See, she's probably not gonna react here, but we're gonna try to get her to. And I'll show you what to do in that situation. Exactly what to do, so that all you do is just do what I
Hear the
showed you,
whining?
you'll be fine.
You can tap
Yes.
for that.
Yeah, because whining is okay. So whining, as long as we're taking care of our dogs and they've been to the bathroom, they've been fed and everything, which they always have here. Whining is just complaining with the current circumstances.
Right.
So we just say stop complaining, and it goes away, and it works really well. If you correct whining, which we recommend correcting whining like that, she's gonna do even better and better and better and better. So you just hear consistent whining, just give a little tap, and you're gonna watch. She's gonna go. She knows what she's doing wrong. We taught her for you, so you don't have to worry about any confusion. That's what's gonna feel good.
Even all the wiggliness, you can even go a step
yeah.
further. You can click for that
Stop
and watch her
wiggling,
calm down.
right? That's her medicine. You're just pumping some medicine in there. It reminds her to relax. It's like a pill.
Juice.
Yeah, baby. How much juice we got?
What number are
I
you
don't
on
think
right
she's
now?
ever had- I
Are
was
you
gonna say-
clicking?
I did click, yes.
I was gonna say it's very mild numbered, right? You felt the 10. Well, you didn't even feel till 15. She can feel it, but it's very mild. It's very mild. It's not punishing, but it's enough to say, hey, relax. If that doesn't work, we just go up real
Just
quick.
dial up a little bit.
Yeah, just dial up a
Go to
little
like,
bit.
yeah.
Watch her behavior change when you click when you're closer to a 15 or a 20. And click it. Watch this.
Keep
Okay,
going
so-
up.
There you go. You can keep clicking. Just tap tap tap. She knows what you're saying. It's just not high enough a number where she said, okay, fuck, right? If you jumped up real quick and gave her a 50, then went back down to a 10, you got a fucking compliant dog. And there might be a time where you have to do that. When the dogs are over here, you might have to hop up into the quick number, like, no. And then she listens and you go back down low and say, relax. If you learn to use it that way, man, it's like that's your bite, right? It's just a little nip or like knock it off. But you got to be good at going up and then back down low. But we'll get your boost. There will be a boost before you leave. So if she really fucks up, if you just hit that, punishment was delivered, and then we move on. We'll show you how to do that next session. Today, let's keep it at what we just did, because this is very nice. Good girl. Very nice. Even with your daughter running around, she should be able to do this.
Is your daughter gonna come to the next one?
Yes.
She's old enough. She's old enough.
She's 7. So
She's 7. Some kids get really bored, but I actually think we'll be able to have her involved.